Welcome back to a series so thundering. Even Pikachu subscribed. In today's video, Hassan is now slowly admitting it, justifying the use of shock collars, but claiming he's only used it on himself and not his dog. A YouTuber claims to provide definitive proof that Hassan used a shock collar on his dog. He also claims that Hassan isn't even using the shock collar correctly. Hassan claims to be unbothered, saying that this incident will not impact his mainstream PR at all. Local NPC streamer Valkyrae is defending Hassan, unironically saying, "But what about the genocide though?" She's claiming to only hang around good people, and therefore Hassan is good, apparently. Brilliant logic. Asmongold is calling out Hassan's toxic community. He's calling out people using Palestine as a shield for internet arguments. Mizkif is calling out streamers for talking about every situation except Hassan, and a bunch of more updates. Subscribe to expose every clown on the internet and be part of internet history. Now let's begin. Okay, very quick recap. Here's Hassan allegedly shocking his dog for daring to move after hours.
It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop.
Now, Hassan claims it's a vibration-only collar, but all available evidence proves otherwise, and nobody is buying it. He even tried his best to avoid showing it properly.
This is the one that people are talking about. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it.
Since then, Penguin Zero has called him out, and Hassan called him a moron who just follows Reddit's opinion, and apparently messaged him, I assume, to delete his video.
All these guys fucking do is basically farm Reddit for talking points. Do your due diligence. Why the fuck do you go to Reddit for talking points, dumbass? What kind of fucking moron are you? Okay, I'm gonna DM him. Gross. Fucking moron. All right, whatever.
And that brings us to today. Hassan is interestingly justifying the use of shock collars now, despite apparently not using one. Hassan talks about shock collar culture with dog trainers.
Like, they don't realize that even the e-collars that do shock are unironically used to train fucking like service dogs and shit. They think it's like dog abuse in general. That's part of the reason why so many trainers have come out and been like, you guys are wrong. Like, shock collars are not like tasing the dog. It's like a TENS machine. I have literally fucking shocked myself in the past. Like, so people are just like oblivious to that in general. So, well, yes, thank you. Shock collars are not wrong. I mean, they can be used in a wrong way for sure. Stop saying they don't understand. Yeah, we use an e-collar on our hunting dog. I've shocked myself. It's for his safety when hunting. Like, people don't understand, because like a lot of people think that it's just, you're not supposed to train your dogs at all. You're just supposed to let them fucking roam, not realizing that like dogs need structure. They need to work. They need to be like very active. They need to get that out of their fucking system. And not only that, but also in an effort to train them, a lot of the literally the disability dogs, the service dogs, get fucking e-collar trained with like a what you would call a shock collar. So even like the most maximalist position that people think happened is not even a remotely controversial incident. It's just like, I was not even angry at Kai. I was just fucking angry at the situation of my internet being cut out, and I just had a fucking shitty moment. It is what it is.
Okay, first off, most trainers agree that you actually mistreated your dog. I don't know who the frick he's talking to. If it's one of the terrorist glazers in your chat, I probably wouldn't take their advice. Second off, even if you think it's okay to use shock collars, people are still mad because you used it in the wrong way. You apparently shocked her for daring to even move from her spot after literal hours. Not to mention your history of abuse with yanking dogs' tails on stream. Now, interestingly, he says that he has only shocked himself. So apparently, Hassan has purchased a shock collar for his dog, but he's only used it on himself, right? Not the dog. That is very believable, obviously. Now, he also says that some dogs get trained by shock collars. You mean your dog, Hassan. You admitted your trainer uses shock collars in that clip there.
I have the best trainer in San Diego.
Oh yeah.
His name is Pat. Do you send him for 2 weeks?
You train my dog too.
And my dog.
Brian.
You sent him for 2 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks. You have to, bro.
What does he get trained to do?
Everything. Shot on, strong collar, shock collar.
He'll get
This is basically Hassan going, hey guys, I have this friend who just uses shock collars and really mistreats dogs, but you know, it's pretty normal to do that, but it's my friend, obviously, not me. Also, I don't know, he's playing a ton of defense for apparent hypotheticals that never happened here. I didn't shock my dog, guys, but if I did, hypothetically, it wouldn't even be bad because dogs need to be trained, apparently. Like, sure, buddy, there's ways to train your dog without doing that, but keep coping. If he does not use e-collars, why is he defending them? Quite literally, no one is talking about the merits of a shock collar. This isn't what any of this is about. It is about how the device was allegedly used. Hassan did not issue a command. He got annoyed because she moved for the first time in 2 hours, lost his shit, the dog yelped after he reached for something, and he did not give a shit she yelped, and then he called her a baby in a mean tone. He's confirming his lying by doing this shit. Every single action he's committed till now just makes him look more guilty. Showing the alleged collar a day after, and then blocking it with their hands, taping over it, and then, finding every which way to justify this. Like, it's just looking super guilty. She hurt herself, but if she didn't, it was a vibration collar. But if it wasn't, it didn't hurt that bad. And if it did, then she deserved it because she's spoiled. Oh, you're actually forgetting his first excuse. His first excuse was that Kaya actually got her dew claw stuck on something. But pretty much everybody agreed that that was bullshit. We did the whole frame by frame and also saw that obviously she did not get her dew claw stuck in anything. But delusional Hassan fans will run with whatever narrative they need to, right? Moving on to a YouTuber who claims that it is 100% proven that Hassan used a shock collar and shocked his dog, and he has some very convincing evidence here.
The RX-090 unit displayed by Piker has been modified to support his assertion that he is only using a vibration-style collar. The electrical terminals onto which the shock prongs are fitted have been removed, or filed down and covered with electrical tape. But the terminal's support escutcheons are still obviously present on the unit. Further, the unit's raised charging port is plainly obvious in the pictures shown. Note its position in the center of the unit near the rear edge, as that will be important in a moment. Piker and his fans are currently arguing that this is in fact a non-shocking vibration-only model. Educator e-collars only sells a single non-shock receiver, however, the Educator PG300 vibration receiver collar. This unit is typically marketed as the Educator pager-only version, and has a substantially different construction than other receivers. The shape and size of the unit is also clearly different to the RX-090 small receiver. The RX-090, like many commercially available shock collars, also has a small haptic feedback motor like in video game controllers to create vibration sensations, and a noise generator both for locating the unit and quote-unquote Pavlovian conditioning, essentially creating pain-fear responses in the animal through repeated electrical shocks while being exposed to that noise. This pain-fear response can also be developed by, for instance, shouting at the dog before shocking it.
Interesting. I mean, I don't really know how to argue with that. I mean, even hypothetically, if I was the most diehard Hassan fan in the universe, what the heck do you even say to that? Like, it's a 1-to-1 match there. And it would make complete sense given Hassan's reaction to the situation, refusing to actually show the collar on the same stream, only showing it the day after, and then still modifying it and trying to still cover it up with his hands and apparently tape here. I just love the terminal Hassan glazers to come out and disprove this, or even react to the clip of him yanking a dog's tail, right? His dog's tail. And yeah, they just completely ignore the actual instances of him clearly, not debatably, mistreating his pet, right? So he continues saying that even if you think that shock collars are perfectly fine, Hassan still isn't even using it correctly.
In summation, the unit Piker is holding is the RX-090. It's completely identical to it. He's just modified it in order to try to convince his audience that it isn't what you can literally see it is. There is no argument that it's something else at all. He used this device to shock his dog, Kaya, because she was irritating him, and he's so used to shocking her that he used the device without a second thought on camera. It should also be mentioned that regardless how one feels about the efficacy and humanity of shock collars, Hassan is still using the collar dangerously and irresponsibly according to the collar's own instructions. Every manual for the Educator collar's product line urges owners to minimize the amount of time the collar is on the dog and to maintain at least 2 fingers of space between the collar and the dog's neck, in terms of tightness. A recent guest remarked Piker was choking Kaya with the collar, citing the two-finger rule herself.
You have to be able to get 2 fingers, and I couldn't even get 1. I think you're choking her.
She's like,
Well, there you have it. I mean, that's the thing. That was not like a Hassan detractor or anything like that. This is a terminal Hassan Glazer who sims for Hassan at any moment humanly possible. And even she was like in front of his stream, you know, didn't even do this in private. She had to point out, oh my God, this is too tight. This is a bad situation here, right? You know, I'm trying to rack my brain here to play devil's advocate, you know, try to disprove this sort of, but it is really convincing here. In my opinion, it is a reasonable conclusion to believe that someone who yanks their dog's tail in the past as well would shock their dog when they move, right? That would just add up. Anyways, rest assured, Hassan fans will ignore all of the evidence as usual. Now, apparently Hassan is saying that this won't impact his PR at all, right? Spoilers, I don't think you can get worse than open terror support and advocating murder for your political opponents, but hey, I'm sure you'll find a way. Hassan says Collargate won't have any impact on his mainstream media favorability. Doesn't that say a lot about mainstream media? The fact that they don't care about something so blatantly, obviously wrong?
do you think MSM will change their views on you after this? I feel like you were doing good making waves in MSM lately. No. If you noticed, a lot of the outlets that have like covered this or attempted to cover this without any sort of consideration for like defamation or whatsoever, it's been like Fox News, New York Post, shit like that. And it's also so objectively untrue that it doesn't really matter, ultimately. I think it was Gutfeld that even covered it as well. The Hollywood Reporter covered the story, I know. And it's really funny because like they went to PETA, and it's really funny because it's like PETA is one of the most militant animal rights organizations. Hollywood Reporter didn't even ask me for it. And it's interesting, they went directly to PETA, and then PETA fucking PETA straight up was like, he says he doesn't use one, and we really hope that is the case. Instead of just being like, yeah, he definitely uses one, we should kill him or whatever, which is what you would expect normally. But I think it's like low-key PETA's been an ally in the past as well.
Yeah, only Hassan is stupid enough to be happy that PETA is on your side. Aren't they like infamous for mistreating animals? But okay, buddy, PETA says you're okay, apparently. Also, they didn't even say that. They said, we hope he isn't using it. How is that amounting to anything? They're just speculating. They're just asked you and they're like, oh yeah, maybe, who knows, right? That doesn't prove shit. But the thing is, we want to talk in actual facts and evidence, and every single bit of evidence, every single indication points to the fact that Hassan's response is completely guilty, right? He acted guilty, he continues to act guilty, and I feel like nobody at this point trusts media outlets anyways. Half of these outlets are bought and paid for. Half of them have this crazy agenda to push, whether it be a journalist like Taylor Lorenz who openly admits she gushes over Hassan and she thinks he's hot or whatever. Obviously, these people are not interested in the truth. They will consistently ignore all of the facts in order to portray their narrative, right? Tecton responds, the most protected streamer on earth. Like there's no debating it at this point. The fact that he still hasn't been banned is legitimately like, he could do anything. He could shoot a man on stream and he wouldn't get banned. He'd probably get arrested and go to jail before he got banned on Twitch. Moving on to NPC streamer Valkyrae defending Hassan and unironically saying, what about the genocide, guys? How can you dare talk about a guy mistreating his pet? Just talk about the genocide instead. I can't believe you're watching a YouTube video now. Talk about the genocide.
Oh yes, I have seen the Kaya stuff, and let me tell you, Kaya is, well, first of all, the clip did look horrible. The clip was really bad. It was so bad. And it's understandable why everyone was freaking out about it, but I can verify that Kaya is the most loved and spoiled and just the most well-trained and best little baby, or big baby, that I have ever been around and that I have ever seen. So you would think that this kind of outrage, we would have seen it towards like the genocide and stuff, but you know, this priorities in this world are not where they should be. But alas, it's herd mentality. I mean, I think from the clip, it's understandable why people were very concerned, but just knowing Hassan and knowing like how I've been around Kaya a lot and him, and I just like know that he would never ever use Kaya.
Right. So she says, you would think we would see this level of outrage towards the side. Guys, nobody has ever mentioned Israel or Palestine on the internet. I don't think I've ever seen it one time. Nobody's ever talked about it, actually. Is this person completely freaking delusional? I mean, it's all anybody talks about, and you know, that's totally fine to do if you really care about that and stuff like that. You're perfectly fine to do activism, etc., etc. But what really pisses me off, and a lot of other people, is most of you disgusting freaks only do it for internet points, and you bring it up in every unrelated situation. This is about Hassan mistreating his dog, and somehow you've put in Israel-Palestine, and you're using Palestinians as a shield against legitimate criticism about another topic. And that is absolutely disgusting. It shows that you don't actually care about Palestinian lives or the actual cause, and you're using it in internet arguments. It is absolutely deplorable. This is the Hassan Piker playbook again. I mean, I didn't want to say this, but she might be dumber than Pokemon, and that is an impressive achievement. I mean, my God. Also, she says that it's understandable why people are freaking out because the clip looks bad or whatever. But don't worry, guys. She can verify that Kaya is treated great. Nobody cares what you can verify. We saw the clip. Stop telling us, stop trying to gaslight us into ignoring our literal eyes and ears, okay? This is like if somebody got like S8 on stream and then you go, well, I actually know their relationship and he actually treats her very well. You know, they're a very good couple. You literally saw the S8 on stream, right? We literally saw the abuse on stream. So no matter what you tell us, you're not going to change our eyes and ears. Now, maybe you could do some time warp or some shit, go back in time, fucking change the sequence of history, then maybe, but come on. Let me tell you what most people are thinking. They saw what they saw on stream, and the natural conclusion is that it's probably worse off stream. Because if you're willing to do something like that on stream, that just shows that you probably do worse shit off stream because you think it's legitimately normalized like that. And obviously, Valkyrae is compromised. She is his friend, his close friend, consistent collaborator, and I don't know if this is actually true, but I heard a bunch of rumors that they are dating. Not gonna say that that's definitively true or anything like that, but this defense of, oh, I just know Hassan, guys, he wouldn't do this. I mean, people do all sorts of terrible shit while hiding it. Didn't that one guy get exposed for, you know, cheating on his wife and he was like the wife guy? Like, this shit happens all the time. And if we want to look at patterns, right? You're saying, oh, he's so good behind the scenes or whatever. This guy openly supports evil humans, terrorists, the worst of humanity on his stream over and over and over, doubling down, a provable fact. And we're expected to believe that this is so far-fetched. This is so far-fetched. This guy openly says, K. Rick Scott, kill his political enemies, murder these capitalist motherflippers. This is open calls to violence, not protected speech, right? And apparently we're supposed to believe this is too far-fetched. This is where Hassan is crossing the line. These people are so delusional. Sorry about the rant, but oh my God, man. People responded, praying the genocide ends for two reasons. Number one, it's an evil, horrible atrocity. Number two, leftists won't have anything to hide behind when they are criticized. This started as a meme, but it's legitimately all these people think, and it is the most bullshit, backwards logic I've ever heard. Nobody with a shred of common sense gives it any weight at all. Palestine has nothing to do with Hassan electrocuting his dog, Valkyrae. At this point, libs only invoke Palestine to deflect from any criticism. They exploit the suffering of Palestinians as a shield for garbage behavior. Listen, I don't want to make this a political issue or anything like that. Obviously, I try to stay as apolitical as possible. It just so happens Hassan is on the extreme far lefty radical side, which oftentimes uses this sort of argument, right? But if this was somebody from the far right, fuck them as well. Okay, we don't care about it. We're just looking at the objective facts of the situation, and that's what everybody should be doing. You know it's bad when Hassan deploys his literal girlfriend to defend him. She's even using the same moral manipulation tactics that he uses. Again, I don't know if they're actually in a relationship. They have like their theories or whatever. I would stay away from Hassan as far as humanly possible for your own safety and everything like that, but you do you. You both can fall off together for all I care. She's playing Valorant right now when there's a genocide going on. I can't believe she's doing this, guys. Cancel her immediately. She's playing a video game. Now she continues saying that she actually hangs around good people and therefore Hassan can't be bad.
Dude,
I already talked about
the
Kaya,
Odin left
and
me
it's
like
not
I didn't
a
know
shock
where exactly I
collar.
could be
It's
where I
a
wouldn't get Odin and not get hit by the door.
For communication.
All right,
when
perhaps
she's off leash at the park because she's well trained and she's a very good girl and she's a very big girl and she's very loved
Could I
and
interest
spoiled
you
and
guys
precious
in
and
another
kind, and
cat
Hassan
brush?
would never. So.
Yeah.
You think that anyone I
wants
surround
other?
myself with is like a bad person? Like, use your brain. I think people just hate him for other reasons and are just digging.
Like, are we running it?
Yeah.
I just wish that more people would put more energy into hating like traffickers, genocide
Seconds left.
Save.
people, genocidal apologists, like people that are like
you can play
getting
here.
raped and people that are getting killed. All these kids that are
shorty.
getting murdered, like pedophiles, like actual criminals. Like, where is the energy?
Okay, wall them off.
Where is it?
Where is the energy, guys? Talk about everything else, guys. Don't criticize my multi-millionaire Hollywood elite friends. Let us all just be scumbags in peace. Valkyrae, it's not our fault your dumbass friend decided to mistreat his dog on camera. Also, this is such a dumb take. From this day on, Ray does not get to complain about anything ever because there are worse things going on in the world. I really dislike this type of performative people. It's the same like Pokimane vibes, right? Where you try your best to virtue signal, you choose the most popular conflict to attach yourselves to, and you actually do nothing about it, right? Except use it for these internet points. And it's just absolutely disgusting. Stop defending a guy who was blatantly in the wrong. It is legitimately pathetic.
We kind of just live in a really like bad world. Like, it's just very
Unless
no maliciousness.
2A.
I mean, it's weird. Like, this world
I have to
sucks.
get rid of that off.
I think at the end of the day, no matter how good you are, or no
Okay,
matter
we have
how
guns.
bad you are, you're gonna always have people
red
that either
light.
support you or don't.
I think our
some
hit is
people
our best
hide
hit.
their minds.
was-
And
Do you
there's a
think-
lot of people that hate me, and I
would
just
you
like
think
literally play video games.
Yeah, I'm down for B. I feel like I should
Kids
play
are
B
dying.
realistically. So
When I look, it's
Alright,
like
can
a
I
bunch of
request
words
one
are
smoke
attacking me
aiming,
on the internet or
please?
attacking
Alright,
me.
little
You know, like
cat
it's just a
one,
bunch of
thank you.
word vomit everywhere.
I
Like,
remember.
no, everyone on the internet is already privileged. We're so lucky, and we get to complain about all these things. Like, it's hard to care about
Do you wanna
my
use it?
issues when like people are
I
actually
float.
suffering.
Kids are dying in some random part of the world. Therefore, you can't criticize my friend for mistreating their dog. We're so privileged, guys. I mean, is she AI? Does she have a programmed script? Legitimately, unbelievably dumb. Keep in mind, this isn't some dumb teenage streamer who doesn't know what she's doing. She's like 33, 34 or something like that. This is a Hassan age streamer. Somebody who's like a decade older than me and still doesn't have common sense, bro. Like, oh my god. It's legitimately like a toddler just going, what about this? What about this? Full-grown woman can't grasp the concept of people caring about two things at once, or just people caring about animals in general. Now, she actually continues with the king of all performative tweets: F ICE, F the genocide, F pedos, F animal mistreatment, free Palestine, and congrats Jason for hitting 100k subs. What actually did I just read? Oh my freaking god. The most performative tweet of all time, guys. I believe the same things you believe, therefore I'm a good person. Like, congratulations, F pedos. I mean, wow, you're so cool. Like, do you actually need to even say that? I mean, what? I mean, just stunning and brave. It's so much like, give me likes and attention. She legitimately said F pedos and got 100k likes. I mean, this is the epitome of twitter.com, bro. Next responds, I care about the current thing too. Please include me in the group. Oh my god, she's not done. Oh, I mentioned later this stream that I do agree how he reacted to her yelping was disappointing, and it's understandable why people are concerned. And yes, of course, you can care about more than one thing at once. Okay, she finally got that at least. I do see how this comes off as deflecting and takes away from the topic at focus, which I wish I could go back and reword it all. I'm sure you would have something equally stupid to say. Don't save yourself the trouble, but at least this is a somewhat decent statement. Or at least mention it far later in the conversation. By the way, trans lives will always matter. What? Okay, I'm very curious to know what the post was over here, because I don't have access to this right now, but where did this come from? Is this again with the like F pedos and like, you know, you gotta say another thing to add on? That wasn't enough. Maybe you said all those statements and then you had a bunch of people calling you, what about trans people? Are you a transphobe? And then you had to add this at the end. Like, I'm so confused. It's like you have to say a statement and then immediately attach a politically safe talking point. Like, be a real person. Oh my god. My little brother was telling me how he was getting bullied in school. I kindly reminded him that there's a genocide going on in Palestine and he shouldn't be worrying about bullying. Your little brother needs to get his ass kicked in because there's a genocide going on in Palestine. He feels much better about the bullying now, and he's fully locked in on Palestine. Imagine like kids are just beating your ass, right? And you're sitting down there and you cry out to the teacher, being like, please help me. And the teacher just, crouches down, looks at you in the eyes and goes, but what about Palestine? Oh my God. Moving on to Hassan's favorite op, Asmongold, talking about Hassan's community and how toxic it is.
His community is extremely toxic. They are extremely hostile. How do I know that? Because they've gone after me. They've gotten mad at me. I would say that Hassan probably has, and I'm sure he would say that I probably have one of the most toxic, if not the most toxic communities on the internet. Like I would say, I mean, to an extent. And why is that? Is it because there's a lot of people that watch us? Maybe that's it. I don't know. But either way, like his community is extremely toxic, hyper aggressive. They love, as soon as somebody is like, they're calling Charlie a Nazi, a right winger, and all this stuff because he brought this stuff up. This is, but what the fuck are you doing? Like whenever you're a community and you're going to that length and you're getting that radical about something, what ends up happening is that like there's a lot of, again, like just reasonable people that are in the middle that see this and they're like, wow, that's kind of weird. Like what the fuck? And so also a lot of other content creators don't want to criticize somebody like Hassan because Hassan's community is hyper aggressive. They are very vigilant. They will go out and make tweets about you and accuse you of things that are just totally fucking insane. Just say slanderous, awful things about you for really no reason other than you being on the wrong side of a certain issue. So that's really, yeah, find your personal info too. Exactly. Yeah, you've got more and more and more of that. And that's the big reason why a lot of his friends probably don't call him out on this. I mean, and maybe some of them agree with her. They think it's not happening. But I'm sure, like, why is it that nobody's ever criticized this outside of, like, the people that are around, like, kind of like my circle, I guess? Well, the reason why is because they don't want to be victims of that type of harassment. And I think this is something that happens on the internet as a meta level thing. This isn't something that Hassan has a monopoly on, but a lot of people don't criticize larger creators because they're afraid of getting attacked by their audience.
Hassan's community is the most toxic, disgusting, sewer-filled, nuclear reactor, vile, worm-infested rat hole to ever exist in the history of humanity. The things you will see in Hassan Piker's stream chat are legitimately things you could get arrested for. He has done the impossible task of gathering together the internet's worst people ever and in all one place, right? He has cultivated the single worst audience in the entire streaming space. Literal terrorist supporters who spam hearts for a shooter who committed terrorism and killed innocent people. This is Hassan's die-hard fan base, by the way. And I would even guess that some of them, just statistically, are actual terrorists because Hassan does inspire that sort of activity, that revolution or whatever he calls it, right? Then Asmongold talks about people using Palestine as a shield. I don't think he's talking about Valkyrae here, but probably applies.
He showed the comment where you said stop using Palestine as a shield. Well, I'm right. A lot of pro-Palestinian people, I think, use Palestine as a shield for bad behavior. And I think there's a lot of, narcissistic people that latch on to social movements like Palestine, and they're like little parasites, and they attach themselves to these social movements, and they suck all of the virtue, all of the value, all of the objective moral clarity out of it. And then they replace it with their own polluted image, their own stupid politics, their own self-righteousness, and they damage the cause because they don't care about the cause. They care about themselves. They care about making themselves look like being a righteous person. And I think that they do it with the pro-Palestine stuff. They do it with all kinds of things. And I find it to just be fucking embarrassing. It's absolutely fucking embarrassing, and it's pathetic. And ultimately, and this is really what matters the most, right? Is this helping the random children? Which, by the way, keep in mind, the majority of people that are in Palestine and Gaza are under 18. The majority of them, over 50% of them are under 18. Are comments like trying to pollute the Gazan struggle of Palestinians being bombed by Israel and oppressed by Hamas, is it helping when you pollute that issue with a bullshit dog drama on Twitch.
I mean, absolutely spot on. This is exactly what these people do. Literally described Valkyrae and Hassan to an absolute T. Somehow made this situation about Israel-Palestine when it has nothing to do with it. And these people legitimately care so little about Palestinian lives that they use it as a shield for random internet arguments completely unrelated. And then they like to virtue signal over it. They said that you don't care, right? And they accuse you of being the worst person, a fascist, a Nazi, a far-right grifter, a Reddit talking point person. They even did it to Moist Critical, the most like good faith commentator ever, who's legitimately just trying to watch out for people and, you know, be as good faith as humanly possible. And still, Hassan calls him a effing moron to suck his pee-pee and says he gets his talking points from Reddit. He just goes with the popular opinion or whatever. You know, I'm just sick and tired of pretending that these people are anything but vile, narcissistic freaks who only care about themselves, right? And they pretend to be good. They pretend to act good, like I'm the nice person. I'm the good person. Look, I care about all of these issues. And meanwhile, we are a little crude, a little rude, maybe a little edgy. Maybe we aren't as politically correct or PC, but we care a shit ton more about actual, you know, equality and fair treatment and not having double standards than any of these virtue signaling fucks. Moving on to Mizkif. Mizkif ponders why streamers who usually give their opinions are quiet on Colorgate. Even streamers like Maya, who are like animal rights advocates as well, and they're like good friends with Hassan. Of course, not a peep from them, right? Because it only applies when it goes against people you don't like.
I do think Hassan shocked the dog. I don't really know how you could say he didn't shock the dog at this point. I don't know what other answer you could possibly give besides he shocked the dog. I will say this, though. I think it's interesting that a lot of streamers out there are not saying a single fucking word about this entire thing and not talking about it, when I know damn well that if it was me or someone else, they would be tweeting about it nonstop saying that I should be banned or other streamers should be banned. But instead, a lot of content creators are keeping their mouths shut and won't say shit. But I know damn well if it was me, even without bias or facts, they'd be all on my ass or other streamers and shitting on them, tweeting about it because they know that they have nothing to gain from me. It's the truth. Like, I don't expect Hassan's friends to all talk about this. I'm not expecting that every streamer needs to give their opinion, right? If you don't give your opinion on things a lot of times, like, I don't expect Wake to talk about this, okay? Wake doesn't give his opinions on things like that all the time. He watches documentaries. What bothers me is there's creators out there that seemingly give their opinions to every single thing that happens in the entire world, every single streamer thing, tweets about them, shits on them, but then when it comes to Hassan or some other streamers, they keep their mouths fucking shut, they don't say shit, and then they just go on and move on like nothing happened when it's something like this. And that's what fucking bothers me.
Gotta protect the Hollywood of streaming, of course. I mean, I don't trust any of these people. They're all a bunch of spoiled, overpaid, disingenuous fucks, and all of their careers rely on each other just a little bit, right? They get a little extra clout by collabing every time with these other people. That way they never truly fall off because you have members from each other's communities. And that's why they never actually speak out. And that's why they are never actually truthful. And that's why you got to go to random independent sources from, you know, halfway across the world or whatever, who have no affiliation to any of these absolute freaks and who just call out the bullshit and tell you things how they actually are, right? And there comes a point where people are just sick of the double standards, right? The unlimited protection these people actually have. Twitch still did not ban Hassan. I mean, unbelievable. Just say Ludwig, he's the only one who hasn't spoken out. Also, Miz pretending that he gets more hate than Hassan is insane. Yeah, he himself is a special case. Do you think Hassan has DM'd Mizkif about this clip yet? Hilarious. Hassan was a piece of shit even before he tased a dog for daring to walk around a room. Question is, why do people defend or stay friends with a piece of shit? There are billions of people in the world. Why do they defend a literal sociopath? Why? I'll tell you, it's brain rot politics, and also just the lack of willingness to sort of think for yourself, you know, automatically go with whatever narrative he's framing. I mean, he's a pretty manipulative person as well, but all these people are full-grown adults. They should know. They're just too comfortable in their like Hollywood elite community, right? Now click this video for more cinema. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.